Yummy! It's a fake! I have a little bit of Spaceballs the shaving cream. Yeah! Woo! What's up, guys? Fears. Audience. Audience. Fears. Coffee first. There it is. There it is. Decided to have my coffee in my power-up video game cup. I haven't used it in a while. So, Sega, this is a personal shout-out to you. Look, the video game controller handle. Just like this. Power up, and sip, sip, sip. There we are. There we are. Well, what's up, guys? A little bit of a late stream. I didn't feel like streaming earlier, but then I decided, why not? Why not? Why not? Since I'm not editing right now, well, I am editing. Since I'm not uploading right now, I thought, why not? Well, just like all the others, so far in February, I have used a box of chocolates, a heart, a banner that says Happy Valentine's Day, and today I decided to use Cupid for the thumbnail. So there we are. So those will continue on through February, and then what's going on in January? Well, let's have a look here, shall we? So in February, it is the 6th today, so we have to look forward to Valentine's Day on the 14th, President's Day on the 17th. Now, on the 17th, if I do stream, I will put a president. I'll put one of my favorite presidents for President's Day. I was a very big fan of John F. Kennedy, big fan of Abraham Lincoln and what he stood for. And then in March, we have Ash Wednesday. Let's see. What's coming up? Ash Wednesday. Daylight Savings Time is on the 9th. My dad's birthday is on the 14th. So my dad will be 68. Or he would have been 68. So I probably won't celebrate. Well, I mean, I am going to celebrate it, but I probably won't stream on that day. It'll be probably too overwhelming and too emotional. And I know if I tried to stream on that day, I would break down. But my dad's birthday is coming up on the 14th. So I'll probably call my mom and talk to her for a couple hours on that day. And so most likely I'm going to skip that day. Because I know I'll get real emotional on camera and I don't want to, break down crying. I'll probably break down crying off camera because I do miss him a lot. He would have been 68, if they only would find a cure for cancer, It's one of the worst things to watch someone go through. So yeah, and I have to get my body checked out every couple of years. So far, I don't have cancer, thank God for that. But probably in about a year or two, I'm going to get checked again. And it's very simple. They just check your blood. And if you have it, then they found it in time. And they can do something about it. Because my dad waited too long. My dad waited until he was I think 48 to get checked. And that was once. I've been checking since I was 33, 34. And now I'm 41. So, yeah. Yeah, and then on the 17th, we've got St. Patrick's Day. So probably when I hit St. Patrick's Day, I'll probably, I'll start changing them to, or even before St. Patrick's Day, I'll probably start putting up the all the Irish symbols for St. Patrick's Day as the thumbnails, and then towards the end of the month in March, we've got we've got April Fool's Day coming up in April, and there we are. So really, there's only two holidays in March: my dad's birthday and St. Patrick's Day that we have to look forward to. So that's what's coming up. Let's check out that weather before I open up the chat. There we are. All right, here we go. I could do a weatherman. A weatherman would be a kind of a cool job for Fears, you know? I'd be like, check it out. In New York, the highest is 40, the lowest is 31, and they're at 39 degrees right now. In whole England, 38 degrees, highest 43, lowest 37. Orlando, it is 75, and the highest is going to be 81. The lowest is going to be 61. In Los Angeles, California, 58 degrees. The lowest is 55, and the highest is 62. In Wentzville, Missouri, we're at a very, very, very cold 38 degrees. Lowest is 31. Highest is 44. In St. Louis, Missouri, we're at 40 degrees, so a little bit warmer in St. Louis. Lowest is 33, highest is 46, and in my town, where I'm living right now, we're at 74 degrees. The lowest is 61, and the highest is 83. So there we are. So we got 6 more weeks of winter, thanks to good old Punxsutawney Phil, so not looking forward to that. I'm ready to hit the beach. I got my Hawaiian shirt on. I'm ready to rock and roll, you know, but no hot weather. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, let's open up the chat. There we are. And let's get moseying. Thanks to good old Punks. There we are. The chat is open. The chat is live. We got 5 people watching. Today's topics are, we got 2 top 10s, and then we're going to talk about some movie props, and then Fears watched a whole bunch of movies. Oh, my Lord. I watched 3 last night, and, I'm sorry, 3 today and 2 last night, excuse me. So we're going to review Batman, the movie. I finally got to Fade to Black. That was a good one. A little bit of Lover's Lane with that Hook Man. That's right. Captain America, the first Avenger. And I've already watched the Blair Witch Project, but I have never seen, until now, Blair Witch. It's a direct sequel to the Blair Witch. So, that was a good one, too. So that's the ones that we're going to be reviewing today. Say hello in the chat, and let's get moseying. Let's see, what else? What else have I got today? Oh! Probably the next show. I'm really going to try to make it to Space Coast Collectors Fest on February 23rd. Depends on how far away it is, because some of Jeff's shows lately have been far away, like 3 hours away, 2 hours away. So, Jeff, you got to make them closer if you want the good old Fears man to come, because there's no way I'm driving 3 hours there and 3 hours back. Let's see here. Jeff told me that the Con Misfits toy show was an absolute blast. He had about 10,000 people show up. So I was like, damn, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, yeah. By the way, healthy snack. This is the only thing I've eaten today. I skipped breakfast. I skipped lunch. I just wasn't hungry. I think I had some water around lunchtime. Raisins and my coffee. So, before I go to work, I'll get some type of dinner. All right. And then in March 9th is West Palm Beach Collectors Fest. I'll have to look that up. And then we got Sarasota Collectors Fest. And then April 26th to the 27th, Tampa Collectors Fest. So I'm going to get to one of those. I don't know which one. If not one, at least 2 of those shows. I've just been so busy. I've been so busy. Busy. Check out, if you're in the Florida area, you guys have got to check out Echo Base Collectibles. Oh, man, they got some good shit. Check them out, EchoBaseCollectibles.com. And then my favorite store in Orlando, without a doubt, is Atomic Horror. Go to AtomicHorror.com. You guys have got to check them out. So far, Fears has went there twice. Once by myself, and once with my buddy Eric. So yeah, and each time, oh wait, no, 3 times. 3 times. Initially by myself, then with Eric, and then for Christmas, I went back. Last Christmas, I went back to Atomic Horror, and I bought Visions, a couple of things from Atomic Horror for Christmas, and then I bought Eric a couple things for Atomic, and then I got myself something. So I've initially been 3 times. I almost forgot. So my apologies. By the way, speaking of the fans, Fears wants to hear from you. Send that glorious, glorious, glorious fan mail. 16745 Kagan's Crossings Boulevard, my friend. STE 102B, PMB 40, Claremont, Florida 34714. Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. So I hope to hear from you guys, and I will respond, like I always say, in a video or in a live stream. Most likely a live stream. All right, let's get moseying. Let's get moseying. So those are all my updates. Oh, the last one. Me and LC are riding to Comic-Con on Saturday, and because LC's got a job and he's got kids and a wife, unfortunately, LC cannot go on Sunday. So me and LC are going to ride together. We're going to split the parking on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to that. And then on Sunday, looks like Fears is going to be at it solo. And I'm going to be going to Comic-Con, MegaCon on Sunday by myself. Don't worry. I will get tons of footage. There's not a problem. I'll probably have to buy a new memory card because my memory cards are filling up fast. So I'll either buy a new one or I'll make room on an existing one, and I'll put some footage that I need to edit on my hard drive and do it that way. So we'll figure something out. Anyway, today I decorated the back with... I'm saving these. These are air fresheners that I got at Comic-Con. And after I get done using them as air fresheners, next year on the Christmas tree, they've already got a wire. I'm going to hang these on the Christmas tree. Because they're Halloween 3 air fresheners. Check it out. Oh my god. So I can't get rid of these, you know. I got these at the Comic-Con that me and Randall went to meet Amy Jo Johnson. Some guy had a horror booth, and I said, "Excuse me, is that Halloween 3 air fresheners?" And he goes, "Oh, are you a big fan?" I went, "Oh. I'm like, that's an understatement. I'm like, I am a big fan. And I'm like, is that what I think it is, though? And he goes, "Oh, it is, Fears." And I was like, nice. I'm like, I got to get on a little bit of that. So, yeah. And then the only one he didn't have was the witch, but I don't really care. I don't like the witch mask from Halloween 3. It's all about these two. The pumpkin mask and the skeleton mask are the best masks out of that movie. The witch mask, I'm not, like, dogging on it. I mean, it's okay. It's not bad. It's just not my favorite. And then I'm going to let you guys enjoy this just a little bit more before we get on the Easter Bunny. The deer eating his little carrot. There's a little carrot right there. And his little flower bed. But eventually we're going to make the Easter Bunny. So there it is. Scream mask from Scream Part 6. I heard online they're making Part 7. Ooh, I'm excited. I'm excited. Yo! Joey, he says, let's get a building. Not tonight. Not tonight. I got a full show tonight. Maybe after Comic-Con. After Comic-Con, I think that would be enough time for you guys to enjoy this one. And then we'll get on the Easter Bunny. Then we'll get on the Easter Bunny. Part 6. Part 1. Blade from Part 1. Acid Pie from good old Killer Clowns from motherfucking space. And Spaceballs, the shaving cream. One of my favorite props. Because it's heavy. It actually has shaving cream on it. I wanted to use it on my face just for something. You know, but I haven't. Maybe for a vlog, maybe I'll shave with it. Because I don't want to use all the cream out of it. Because then I'll have to order a new one. You know, but maybe just a little bit. I'll just like dazzle it up a little bit. Just shave once with it. Just to say that I did it. That I used the actual product from the film. So there it is. I got some Bond, James Bond casino chips. Oh yeah. And then a Boo Bomb. A Boo Bomb. Or I'm sorry, Ba-Bomb. Not a Boo Bomb. A Ba-Bomb. Excuse me. I'm old as hell. I should know that. I should know that. You crank it up. Oh yeah. Blows up. You kill the enemies. All right. There it is. So what's up, Joey? What's up, everybody in the chat? Cheers. Joey, have you gotten on any builds? Any Lego builds? Because I think you posted a picture of the inside of your house on the Discord last time I was in there, which was a couple days ago. And I saw your lightsaber on, and I saw a glass case. And I saw a couple things in the glass case. I don't remember what was in it, but I remember from the photo, if memory serves me right, I saw your lightsaber on, and that's all that I can remember that was on. But you had a couple things in the glass case. It looked pretty cool, and it looked like your girlfriend was cool with having your nerd shit all through the house, which is a definite plus. My buddy Eric did not get that. His wife was like, Eric, all that shit is either going in that bedroom or whenever I give you your nerd cave down in the basement, which Eric sent me some photos a couple days ago. He finally bought a pinball machine. And what pinball machine did he buy? He goes, oh, fierce. I cannot wait for you to come visit. I said, I used a lot of my vacation time up last year. So I said, I don't know when I'm going to come, buddy. Because I wanted to go to Hawaii this year, but I don't know if that's going to be a possibility because of all the money that I spent on those trips last year. Last year, I only intended to make one trip. But because my grandma passed away, that was the second trip. And then, oh wait, was it 3 trips or 4 trips? One trip was for my grandma's funeral. Yeah, 3 trips. One trip was for that. One trip was to surprise my mom with that 70s birthday party that me and my brother worked so hard on. And then my mom wanted to return the favor. My brother got married like during COVID because my dad wasn't looking too good. And my dad felt uncomfortable. Like he goes, I don't know if I'm going to be well enough and look well enough. And me and my brother was like, Dad, everybody understands you're battling cancer, but my dad was a very proud man. I am too, but I don't know. I've never had cancer, so I've never been in his situation, but I'm sure it is kind of not embarrassing, but you don't want people talking and stuff. And my dad was like, I don't know if I can handle 400 people at a wedding. So my brother sacrificed a massive wedding. I would have too, you know, out of respect for my dad. And my brother got married in my mom and dad's backyard. And then we had a tiny, only like maybe 40 or 50 people. Like a little bit of my brother's friends, a little bit of his wife's family, and a little bit of our family, and that's it. And like a couple of his friends, and that was about it. And we had a little reception in our garage and in our front living room. And my mom was like, we should throw your brother like a massive wedding reception party. And I was like, we can do that. I was like, I like that idea, Mom. She's like, oh, will you help me plan it? You did such a great job, you know, with my party. I said, only because I had my brother's help and my brother's wife's help. I said, I'm not a party planner, but I said, I threw in a couple ideas. She's like, well, can you help me plan it? I was like, yeah, of course. I'm like, it's my brother. So that was the 3rd trip. So I don't know. I told my buddy Eric, I was like, I'll try to come visit at least one trip this year, at least, to go visit my mom and my brother and my dad and Eric and everybody. But I don't know if Hawaii is I want it to be in the outskirts. I've already got the fucking shirt for it, but I don't know if Hawaii is in the cards this year because Fears Man definitely needs a break. And why not a better break in the islands are calling my name. They're definitely calling my name, just probably not this year. Maybe next year. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on the moolah, the monies. So, yeah. So, I told Eric that, and he was like, well, don't you want to hear about the pinball? I said, oh, yeah. I said, what is it? He went all out, and he bought a Ghostbusters pinball machine. He was thinking about getting a digital one. He's like, oh, man, the digital ones are great. Instead of just having one pinball game, you get like 5,000 pinball games. And I was like, dude, I said, you're building a man cave. I said, take it from your best friend. I said, if I had the means to make a man cave in my basement, which a lot of Floridians don't have basements, you can have one. It's just gazillions of dollars to make one, but not many people have basements in Florida. I said, if I had the means, I said, you don't want a digital one. I said, you want to go classic. You want to go classic, have an actual pinball machine with an actual silver pinball going through all the tunnels and tubes and shit. Thank God Eric took my advice. And he went, yeah, you're right, Fears. He goes, if I got it, he goes, I love Ghostbusters. He goes, not as much as you, but I love Ghostbusters. And I said, be honest, Eric. I said, you were either going to get a Ghostbuster pinball machine or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I said, I know you like a book. And he went, yeah, you're right, Fears. So I said, it wouldn't have mattered if you would have got a digital one or a real one. It was going to be between those two no matter what. Because I said, we're reverse, Eric. I said, I love the shit out of Ghostbusters, and I always will. And I just like Ninja Turtles a little bit. I do like Ninja Turtles, but not as much as Ghostbusters. I said, Eric, you're the reverse. I said, you love the shit out of Ninja Turtles, like LC. And Eric's favorite is Raphael. LC's favorite is Leonardo. And mine's Mikey, because he likes pizza, and he's a party animal. Yeah, dude. And I say, yeah, dude, a lot, and he says, yeah, dude, a lot. So I said, it wouldn't have mattered, Eric. I said, you would have had that on that digital one, but I said, you got to go classic with this stuff. I said, you're going to have a lot more fun playing one of your favorite games than to have 5,000. I said, what if you get that digital one, right? And it's like one great one and 5,000 crappy ones. There you are. I said, plus, it's not real pinball. If you're going to get a pinball machine, you got to get a real pinball machine. Back me up on this, Joey. Come on. So Eric took my advice. He sent me a picture. It is this massive, massive, Ghostbuster pinball machine. And I was like, ho, 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 ho. And he goes, Fierce, I cannot wait to play this pinball machine. He goes, we'll play teams. He goes, it'll be me and you versus Tom and Jesse. I was like, that's fine. I said, we can play against each other. I said, whoever has the highest score. I'll play, then you play. So I said, Eric, just set aside like 3 or 4 hours because we're going to play the fucking shit out of this Ghostbuster pinball machine. And he went, oh, it's happening, Fierce. So he sent me a couple pictures. The man cave is coming along quite well. It's not there yet. He said, I hope to God I have it done by the time you come to visit. And I was like, we'll see. I said, just to see progress on it, because Eric's been talking about this basement man cave for a while now. A while. So I said, just to see progress on it would be good. So there we are. Yo, Tinder Immortal. She says, yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Bung. Chung. Long. Zong. See, I embrace it. Whenever I do this in like Sega's chat, he gets a little upset. You know? Randall doesn't embrace the bung as much as I do. Dung! Rung! Gung! There it is. Schnunk! Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. Dunk! Keep them going. Shunk! Nunk! Gunk! Junk! There it is. I like it. I like it. See, now you're getting it, Tinder Moro. Now you and your guy are learning the Fear's ways. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Here we go. But anyway, that's all the updates. That is all the updates. So, it was pretty cool to see Eric's pinball machine. It has a bunch of lights. It has Ghostbusters on it. The ball hits, the Echo one. It was pretty good. I liked it. A lot of lights, very colorful. I was like, dude, I envy you so much. Because I would make room. I would move some shit around in here, and I would make room for a Ghostbuster pinball machine either in my bedroom or over by my dining room table or somewhere. I would find room for it. That's right. All right. Top 10 Google searches that Fears has done. Here we go. Well, I need to open up Google and check that out. So, top 10 Google searches. Fears likes to learn a lot, you know, so I search a lot of shit. Sometimes during the shows, if I'm not 100% positive on something, or just to learn. Like recently I Googled, I know one of them's going to be, what did Indians invent? Because I was curious. I know they invented a lot, so I read up on that. Because unlike some people in the chat, I loved going to school. I never had a problem. The only thing I hated about school was the subjects that I didn't care for. Like English, I could care the less. I was like, reading is so boring. Back then I thought it. Now I actually enjoy reading as an adult. But back then I was like, oh, this is so fucking boring. You know, but I liked art class, and I liked, I took all the drama, like theater classes in high school. I took all the science classes. I enjoy science. It's probably why I like science fiction so much. But I took all the science class. I took every single art class imaginable that my high school and my college had. And I would just doodle. Some of that's where Fears Man was created. Not all of it, some of it. Most of it was created, you know, when I was a kid. But I told you guys the story of how I invented Fears Man. I would invent a little bit, and then I would put it back on the shelf for a couple years and let it collect dust. And then whenever Fears Man popped up again, I would pull it off the shelf, begin doodling, adding some more shit to it. And then I think I brought it back in high school a couple times, and then in college, and then now he's fully come to life, and me and Randall just keep adding more shit to him constantly. So it's good that we can constantly add more shit to him. So yeah. Which provides more entertainment for you guys. All right, here we go. So top 10. All right, let me look it up here. Top 10 Google searches. Here we go. I'm going to pull up Google right now. All right. Well, the first one was Cupid, PNG, because I just searched a PNG photo of Cupid for today's show, so that's number one. So Cupid, PNG. The second one is, did they remake The Shining? Because I was curious. I couldn't remember. So, remake of The Shining. I couldn't remember. I had to look it up. How many Children of the Corn movies are there? Because I was curious. There's a lot. There's like 10 of them. So, how many Children of the Corn? And then right under Children of the Corn, what did Indians invent? So, Indian inventions. Because I was curious. How many Blair Witch movies are there? How many Blair Witch? All right. Let's see here. What was the next one? How do I report a video on a certain social media? Because, I had to report some troll videos on a certain social media. So, how do I report a video? Because that's a never-ending thing. All right, next. Ooh, I'm a little tired. All right, activities to do during... God, I'm so fucking tired. Activities to do during St. Patrick's Day. That I was looking around at right here. Activities to do St. Patrick's Day. All right, and number 9, number 10, I looked up Shadow of the Blair Witch, because that's another one. I was curious about that. Shadow of the Blair Witch. And then Blair Witch 2. Because apparently this one is a direct sequel to this. But they did make Blair Witch 2 in between these. So it goes Blair Witch. I'll tell you guys the sequence in a minute. So I was like, is this Blair Witch 2? Technically, it's a sequel to this, but it's not 2. There's the Blair Witch Project, then there's Blair Witch 2, and then Curse of the Blair Witch, and then all the other, and then this one's the last one. It's a sequel. It's a direct sequel to this, but it's a sequel past all that other shit. So yeah. I was getting confused. And there's the top 10 searches. Anyway, which I'm about to search something up. Let's see. I need to put up how many Blair Witch movies are there so I can read you the order. So this is the order. It goes, let's see here. Blair Witch Project franchise films, 1999 to 2016, which is when they made that one. So it goes, here we go. It goes The Blair Witch Project, Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2. That's the sequel, which I haven't gotten yet. Then it's this one. Then it's Blair Witch, and then Shadow of the Blair Witch. Then Curse of the Blair Witch. And then that's it. So there's 1, 2, 3. There's like 4 or 5 in the sequel. So it goes Blair Witch Project, Book of Shadows, just Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2. Then Blair Witch. Then the 4th one is The Shadow of the Blair Witch. God, they need to come up with new titles. And then Curse of the Blair Witch, which I haven't seen yet. There you are. So I was like, so yeah. Anyway. So there it is. When was... Yo, Visions! Yo, Shuffler, what's up? Where do babies come from? I think we all know where babies come from, Visions. I know you're joking around. That was pretty funny. They come from ladies. You impregnate a lady, and then 9 months later, a baby comes. So there it is. So, yeah. My brother's going to have a baby here in a couple months, so congrats to my brother. Hell yeah. I'm going to be an uncle. I'm so excited about being an uncle, man. I'm going to be the best uncle ever. Hell yeah. Because unfortunately, I have not found a lady yet to impregnate, so I can have a little Fears. I'm working on it. I just haven't met Mrs. Fears yet. So there we are. When was my last nap? It was a couple hours ago whenever I got, well, actually more than a couple hours ago. Whenever I got off at work at 8:45 this morning, I went home, I skipped breakfast, I took a shower, and then I went right to Betty Buys. Right to Betty Buys. Whoa, where did Fears come from? Where did I come from? It's kind of some Marty McFly shit. If my dad never would have went to Italy, he never would have bumped into my mom. Because I didn't meet in England. They met in Italy. My dad was on his military assignments, and he was also in training, and he did most of his training at, I think it was some military base called Fort Benning or some shit like that in America, and then he did some of it in England and some of it in Italy. And when he was over there, my mom and my grandma were in Italy on vacation, and my dad was with his military buddies, and they were not going into a club, they were going into a discotheque. Yeah. All 70s. My dad had some bell-bottoms on. My mom had some bell-bottoms on. She had a flower in her hair. I've seen pictures. And my dad was like, "Oh, who's that pretty lady?" And so when my dad went inside, he kind of ditched his friends. And they were like, John, where are you going? And he was like, listen, I can hang out with you guys anytime. I'm going to go over and talk to that pretty lady. So he did. My mom kind of ditched her friends. They met out on the dance floor. They started dancing to YMCA or disco or whatever the fuck was playing. They started chatting. And the rest is history, my friends. And then I came, and then my brother came. So thank God for that discotheque. That's what I'm talking about. But isn't that like some Marty McFly shit? Because Marty interrupts George meeting his mom, then he's got to put it all together. So Matt, if I accidentally time traveled and like bumped into my mom or bumped into my dad, I'd be like, oh shit, I need to seriously like mend the wounds, or I will never exist. There it is. Or my brother would never exist. So ours is even worse, because if I mess that up, not only wouldn't exist. Well, I guess that happens in Back to the Future, because if Marty doesn't fix it, then his brother Dave and his sister won't exist either. So yeah. Anyway. All right. Let's see here. What next? What next? What are my top 10 fruits? This was a request from Sean. Sean was at work, was like, Fears, I got a top 10. And I was like, it's not really that interesting, Sean, but I'll do it. He's like, yeah, but I love fruit, Fears. He's like, do the top 10 fruits for me. I was like, all right. I said, your top 10 or my top 10? He was like, your top 10. I was like, all right. So top 10 fruits. Strawberries. I do like those. Blueberries. I do like them. I eat those all the time. Blackberries. I've eaten those dozens of times on the show. Watermelon. Good old watermelon. Pineapple. Pineapple's good. Let's see, what else? Cherries. I like cherries. Banana. Banana. Raspberries. Coconuts. And then let's see, number 10. I haven't had coconut in a while, but whenever I have had coconut, it's good. I do like oranges, but I can only drink orange juice, Shuffler, because if I bite into an orange, there's not a lot of acid in the juice because they take all the acid out of the juice. But if I just bite into an orange, all that pulp will fuck up my stomach. All that citrus acid from the pulp. So I stopped eating oranges. I do like orange juice, so I'm going to put down oranges because I do drink orange juice a lot. I love orange juice. There we are. I'm telling you what, man, this top 10 book is filling up quick. Quick. Just so you know, Shuffler, my last nap was hours ago, but it was a good nap. It was a good nap. All right, let's get on to these movies. Let's start with Captain America. Always a classic. I rewatched it. Hadn't watched it in a long time. It's good. I love Captain America. Not as much as Superman, but I do like Captain America. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. So, Captain America. Captain America. 9 out of 10. There's a lot of good scenes. Let's see. A lot of good scenes. This one's going to be hard because the whole movie I love. Probably when he tests out all of his new equipment as Captain America. So weapon and equipment testing. And he kind of gets an upgrade to his shield by Howard Stark, Tony Stark's dad. So yeah. So that scene's pretty good. And probably any scene where he takes down the Red Skull, because there's a couple of scenes where him and the Red Skull, there's not just one, there's a couple scenes of him battling it out with the Red Skull. Those scenes are always pretty good. So, Red Skull battle sequences are always pretty good. Great superhero film. He actually does have superhuman abilities. He can run real fast. He got super strength. I mean, to an insane level. His body regenerates like if he gets a cut, you know. He's got this superhero like serum, and he went from being like a skinny little guy to like this 6'5" massive guy, you know. So it's a very cool superhero film. I like that he's the first Avenger. I like how it starts like way back in the 40s or 30s, whenever Steve Rogers was born, and it goes to the present. So I'm gonna put down like, let's see here, like the past and the present sequences. Very cool. God, I can't spell tonight. Very cool Avenger. He kind of sets the tone. That's what I'll write down. He sets the tone. He sets the tone. I would recommend it. I would recommend it. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back. But while I'm gone, I'm going to just set this aside. And you guys just go ahead and study Captain America. And I'll be right back. And by the way, where's Lantern? Anytime, like the last 5 or 6 days, I've not seen Lantern anywhere. Because normally Lantern's ready to go with the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing. I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know. I haven't seen him. I'll probably see him tonight, because I'll probably dip in his show for a couple minutes. I'm going to call him after the show and be like, hey, I haven't seen you in days. You doing a show tonight? So if I don't see him in the show today, I'll definitely see him in his show tonight. But we'll see. I'll be right back. right, I'm back. All right, let's see here. Whew, sorry to keep you guys waiting. My bad. All right. Let's see here. Did I miss anything? No, I did not miss anything. All right. All right. Let's see here. So, yeah. Definitely recommend it. 9 out of 10. Pretty good. Pretty good. It's one of my favorite superheroes. Obviously, it'll always go Superman first, then Fears Man. You know, he's very near and dear to my heart. So is Superman, because without Superman, there would be no Fears Man. Randall did some preliminary drawings. Oh, you guys are going to be excited for part 6. That's all I have to say. It's a very self-contained story. Fears Man doesn't really travel that far. He travels a tiny bit, but it's very exciting towards the end. The beginning is a little slow because him and Randall Brownstein are reading an email that their boss, Dick Jones, sent them about this new evil gang in St. Louis, Missouri, the Mockingbird. So the Mockingbird will make a tiny appearance in some format. So I'm sure they're going to be really excited about that. But I don't want to say too much. But yeah. Anyway, all right, let's see what's next. I think we got to go with this classic. I thought it was an 80s horror film. It's more like early 90s. And I guess it was kind of an independent film, but very good. I enjoyed it. Lover's Lane, motherfucker. Very appropriate because the Hook killer kills a bunch of idiot college kids. And they make every mistake in a horror movie that you can possibly make on Valentine's Day. So there we are. So, a little bit of Lover's Lane. It starts with them in high school, but then I think later on in the film it goes into in their college years, I guess, or whatever. So Lover's Lane, I'll be honest, there were some boring parts, but it was still an enjoyable watch. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Hang on. Let me think about it. There was a lot of exciting bits. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's still an enjoyable watch, but it's very old and outdated, and there are some boring parts in it. So I was kind of struggling. But whenever the epic kills were going fucking nuts. So still an enjoyable watch. So yeah, 7 out of 10. I do recommend it. It is a funny horror film. Visions, have you seen this one? He likes horror as much as I do. If you haven't, you gotta watch this one, man. Oh my god. And it's got a little bit of that urban legend shit in it, like the other movie, Urban Legends, that I recommended to you. It's about, I've never heard the actual story about the car and the guy with the hook, but they take that urban legend and center around this film. So it's a little bit about Valentine's Day, and they mix Valentine's Day with the urban legend with the guy with the hook. And I'll be honest, I've heard bits of that urban legend, but I've never heard the whole story about the guy with the hook, how it became an urban legend. Is it true? That would be fucking nuts if it really is true. But anyway, let's look it up, shall we? Let's look it up, because now I'm curious. How did the urban legend of the guy with the hook come about? Let's see what it says. Oh, it actually has a name. It says, the urban legend of the guy with the hook, often called the Hookman, most appropriate, is believed to have originated sometime in the 1950s in the United States, with the story gaining widespread popularity among teenagers and people attending college at the time. Many speculate it may be linked to real-life Lovers Lane murders. Oh shit! Like the 1946 Texas Moonlight murders, where a killer with a distinctive feature like a hook was described killing people at a place in Texas called Lovers Lane, though no definite origin exists. Oh. I mean, that would be... I guess that's kind of an origin, but they don't know exactly if it started with that. So, yeah. So, apparently in 1946, there was the Texas Moonlight Murders, where a killer with a distinctive feature like a hook was described, killing high school and college kids at a place. I never knew that an actual Lover's Lane place existed. So I guess for this movie, because this is definitely not set in Texas, but they took that legend and mixed it with Valentine's Day. So they took an urban legend and Valentine's Day and kind of wished it together. But I never knew the origin. So, I mean, that's kind of an origin. It says, though no definite origin exists. Okay. All right. And then let me scroll down here. Let's see. What does Wikipedia say? The Wikipedia page says, The Hook, or the Hookman, is an urban legend about a killer with a pirate-like hook for a hand attacking a couple in a parked car, which happens in this film. In many versions of the story, the killer is typically portrayed as a faceless silhouette man wearing a raincoat and a rain hat that conceals most of his identity, his features, especially his face. The story is thought to date back to the mid-1940s, 1950s, and gain attention when it was reprinted in the advice column Dear Abby in 1960. I've heard of Dear Abby. It has since become a archetype in pop culture, and it has been referenced in various horror films. Okay, so that's a little bit more about it. That's very cool. I mean, it sucks if people actually got killed, but the urban legend is cool. I wouldn't want it happening to me. Some crazy killer is like, "Hey, happy Valentine's Day, Fears, you motherfucker!" And then he's like, "The hook, the hook." There it is. Yo, heroes, what's up? He says, "Yo, yo, yo, yo." Well, heroes, a few minutes ago, I was just telling people that we're gonna ride down to Comic-Con on Saturday. I'm very excited. I'm a little nervous, though, because I've never been to a con that big. I mean, the biggest cons I've ever went to, and I've told you guys this before, but I'll say it again for people that don't know. There's two heroes, the two biggest cons I went to. Both of them were in Missouri before I moved out here. One was called Halloween and Attractions. This massive Halloween convention. Anything about Halloween was at this fucking convention. I would love to go back to it again someday, because I looked it up and they still do it every year. I've just missed a few years since I've lived out here. I would love to go back to it again. That had like 40,000 people, and it was insane. I mean, shit was everywhere. It was going nuts, you know. And then the second one was Wizard World Comic-Con, and that was kind of like MegaCon, just not as big as MegaCon, but it was pretty big. Wizard World had anywhere from like 45,000 people to 50,000. That's the biggest one I've ever went to so far. But MegaCon is going to blow that out of the water, because I looked online. Heroes has been to it before. Online, it said up to 60 to 70,000 people at this fucking convention. Heroes said on Saturday, you're not going to be able to move. You're going to be walking through it like that. So I'm excited, but I'm also nervous, because that's a shitload of people. So yeah. Hero says, my daughter is at MegaCon right now. Yeah, because today was the first day. MegaCon is the 6th through the 9th. I'm only going the 8th and the 9th. So on the 8th, me and Hero's going to ride down together. We're going to split the parking. And then on the 9th, I'm going to be hitting it solo. So yeah, I'm very excited, but I'm a little nervous, man. Either today or tomorrow, I'm going to check to make sure I've got enough space on my hard drive on those little memory chips. I may have to go to Walmart and get another one because I'm going to be filming from dusk till dawn, motherfucker, and getting shitloads of footage. So I'm excited. The only thing is, though, it's so expensive for parking. The tickets were so expensive. I think I'm just going to go for the experience, heroes. I'm not going to meet anybody. I wanted to meet Clint Howard because I respect the hell out of that guy. He's done over like 100 films, something like that. I'll look it up here in a minute. It's around 100 films. A lot of them have been horror movies. And if he hasn't been in horror movies, which he has, he's done so much shit in Star Trek. One of his first gigs, he was like 6 or 7, and he was on the original Star Trek. That's fucking awesome. And then he was on Deep Space Nine for 2 episodes. I think he did 1 episode of, it was either Next Gen or Voyager, I can't remember. And then he's been in a shitload of his brother's films. He was in Apollo 13. He was in The Grinch. He was in, he did a cameo in The Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers. I mean, that guy's done it all. He was in Terrifier 3. You know, because I didn't see the whole movie, but I saw the one that Pixel sent me, and then I saw a bar scene where, like, Clint Howard plays this drunk, and then you see Art the Clown come in and, like, fuck with his Santa Claus and, like, steal his suit or some shit. And then he kills the Santa Claus, and he puts on the fucking costume, and he's all, like, grinning like an idiot and shit, and then Clint Howard plays the drunk, and he's like, who the fuck is this guy? So, yeah. So I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. So, heroes, I know your daughter's going to be going nuts with the anime costumes, because whenever I was over at your house for Christmas, she showed me one of her costumes. She was like, hey, Fierce, check this out. And I was like, that's pretty dope. So, I know she's, like, always making her costumes, because she's really into anime. I'm not a big fan of anime, but if that's her thing, hey, go for it, man. And I know she's going to be probably wearing... Now, heroes, is she going all 4 days? I don't know if I could handle 4 days. The young Fierce could, but as Fierce gets older, I don't know if I could, like, because the last con I went to that was 4 days was that Halloween convention. The last time I went to that was 2018, and that was 4 long days, and I went all 4 days, but I was tired by the end of it. I mean, it sucks the life out of you. You're walking around all day. Me, I'm filming everything. I'm taking photos with everybody. I'm going fucking ballistic. It gets tiring after a while. So, yeah. So is she going all 4 days, heroes? Because I'm only going 2 days. You're only going 1 day because I know you got dad responsibilities, you know. I know you and your youngest son always do homework and stuff on Sundays and all that, which is important. Being a dad is very important, you know. I wouldn't know, but watching LC, being a dad, it's very important, you know. Hopefully one day I can be a father. That would be nice. That would be nice. But I'm excited, man. But I'm also nervous because this is going to be a lot of shit. Definitely Tinder Immortal. She says, whoa, epic weekend. That's an understatement. It's definitely going to be an epic weekend. But just like Fears, I'm going to attack it, you know, with a force. I'm going to attack it with a force. That's the only way to do it. If you go in there kind of loosey-goosey, a con will eat you up and spit you alive. You got to take it on, man. So, yeah. Let's see. Hero says, no, just for today, 1 day, she went to buy Transformer figures to add to her collection. Oh, yep. I saw some of her collection. She's really big into... Oh, what's that fucking guy? I don't know what it's from. I guess it's from some anime. It's a guy, instead of a head, he's got a chainsaw for a head. And then instead of arms, he's got a chainsaw head and chainsaw arms connected to, like, a chest and then legs and then... So it's like a chainsaw guy, because I know she's really into that one, and then she's really into Transformers, because I remember last Christmas you got her that chainsaw guy for Christmas when we were opening up gifts. So I remember that, and then I think you got her a Transformer too. And I was like, that's cool. I like Transformers. Hell yeah. I just didn't know what the fuck the chainsaw guy was about, because I was like, How is this guy alive? He's got chainsaws for hands and chainsaw for a head. And he's just chainsawing the fuck. That's like some Leatherface, like, that's my half brother shit, you know what I'm saying? That was some pretty crazy shit. But cool shit. Having a chainsaw for hands, that's like Ash. Ash has got a chainsaw for one of his hands. So yeah. That's another movie, Visions, that I'm looking forward to. I've watched them out of order. I gotta watch the first Evil Dead, and then I have up here where I got some more movies, because I'm running out of room for my horror movies down here. So I started putting some horror movies up there, way up top, way up. So there's the other half of my horror films up there, all organized as always. I got Evil Dead 2, but that's the only one I want to see, because in the first one, you see him in the first one from the trailer I watched. You see him in the cabin. Then I fucking loved the shit out of Evil Dead 2. And then the third one, he like time travels back to like medieval days, and he's like fighting some skeletons or some shit in front of a castle or some bullshit. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all those Evil Dead movies. Army of Darkness, I think that's the third or the fourth one or whatever the fuck it is. Evil Dead 2 was badass. That one gets a 10 out of 10. I should rewatch that one again, because that one was fucking great. That was good. I loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Well, heroes, I hope your daughter had fun. I can't wait. 2 days of going ballistic at Comic-Con. I'm excited. I'm just nervous, because that's a shitload of people. 60 to 70,000 people. It's going to be going nuts, buddy. I just hope the parking isn't like a pain in the ass, because it sounds like a pain in the ass. I tried, and I called Heroes the other day. I tried to reserve it in advance. It is fucking sold out, motherfucker. Because Hero was like, hey, Fears, did you do it in advance? I'm like, I tried. I bought the tickets in advance. You know, the 2-day tickets. But, and then Heroes bought his ticket in advance. But I said, Heroes, when it comes to the parking, it's sold out. It's gone. So then I actually contacted MegaCon. I sent them an email. I was like, what do you do if it's all sold out and like there's nothing available? I said, because that's where it's kind of getting there. And they were like, oh, don't worry. We've got other options for parking. And I was like, yeah, what? So between Heroes and MegaCon, they said, well, you have to park at a hotel like a mile and a half away. And then there's a shuttle bus. So you park your car, you pay, me and Heroes are going to pay $20. We're going halvesies. So I'll pay 10, Heroes will pay 10. We park my car at this hotel in their parking lot. And then I guess whenever we're done, this shuttle bus will take us to and from the con to get back into my car. And then I guess I'm going to park at the same place when I go on Sunday. So, and the Hero said, oh, you should be good. That one's available Saturday and Sunday. So I was like, all right, as long as there's no bullshit, you know, because I hate when the cons make it so fucking difficult. I'm like, it's not a big deal. Just let us park. Let us go have fun. Come back. Get in my car. It shouldn't take 20, 40, 50 minutes to park. Enough of that crap. Just park, go have fun, get on the shuttle, bam, come back, get in my car, pay the rest of the money, go back home, do a little stream, and then have a little nap. It shouldn't be that difficult, you know. So I'm excited. So yeah. Plus, Heroes, that's not too bad. $20 for parking. So that means I'll have to pay another $20 whenever I go on Sunday. So that's not too bad. So 40 total. Well, 30 total, because on Saturday I'm only paying 10 because you're paying the other 10. Sunday I'm gonna pay 20. So 30 total for parking. That's not too bad. Not too bad. The dude says, dude, well, dude, what's up? All right, back to Lover's Lane. Here we go. Lover's Lane, 7 out of 10. I recommend it. It's funny. Funny. It's not really scary. They attempt to make it scary. It's just, it's more funny. It's more funny. So, not scary. But funny. They break every horror movie book in the world. There's a bunch of boobies in it. So already, you know, and I love the person that plays this college girl. She looks like she's 32, but she's playing a college girl of like 24. And I'm like, there's no way that you're 23. She looks around my age, like in her 30s and 40s. She had some good boobies, though. So for a 32-year-old or 33, and I watched all the behind the scenes, and she said, yeah, it was crazy. I was supposed to play a girl that was like 23 to 25, and I was like, I think she said 32 or 33 at the time. And now she's like super old because they made this back in the 90s. So yeah. She had some good boobs. So already, because of the booby action, we're already at a 7, out of 10. So, yeah. So, good boobs, good booby action, I'm going to write down. Good booby. Booby action. Yeah. And there's not just one booby. There's a couple of boobies in it, you know. Probably the most epic scene is when they get one of the... I don't want to say too much in case you guys want to watch this, but there's more than one hook killer in it. And one of the hook killers gets blown up in a farmhouse. Probably the explosion of the farmhouse is one of the best scenes. So, explosion of the farmhouse. And then Anna Faris is in it. Check, I'm not kidding. It says, prepare yourself for the ultimate hook up in Scream a Minute roller coaster that marks the film debut of Anna Faris from the Scary Movie series. So Anna Faris's film debut was Lover's Lane. So Anna Faris, she's a good actress. So Anna Faris, and she's like super young. She's like super young. She looks, I don't know, 23, 25-ish probably in this. And I know she made Scary Movie like, I think when she was like 28 or 29. Scary Movie was like her first big film. So yeah. All right, that's enough on Lover's Lane. It's funny. It's a funny horror film. I'm not the dude, just dude. R.I.P. the dude. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. The dude did not die. I just went into the Discord a couple days ago and I saw the dude typing away. So you're full of crap. You're full of crap. So yeah, full of crapola. The dude did not die. The dude did not die. 07, the dude, and also the dude. Yeah, I didn't even call him the dude. I said dude. There's a difference. The dude and dude. I was like, yo, dude. But if I accidentally called you the dude, then I apologize, dude. But I know you're full of crap, though. I saw the dude writing a couple days in the Discord, so shh. He's still alive. He's still alive. That's not true, Visions. I just timed him out. He's not gone. So no RIP. I'm going to write that in the chat. No RIP. Not true. I just timed him out. Yo, Cave. What's up? He says, well, howdy, outlaws. I really wouldn't classify myself as an outlaw, but howdy, partner. All right, what's next? Fade to Black. Very good horror film. I definitely enjoyed it. It's definitely a very unique horror film. It's kind of a slasher, but not really a slasher. There's more to it. So, yeah. So, Fade to Black. It was very enjoyable. I'm definitely going to give it probably a 9 out of 10. It was very good. 9 out of 10. And it's about this guy. His name is Eric, and he's obsessed not just with horror movies. He's just obsessed with movies in general. And he works in Los Angeles at this kind of film company that that keeps records of old and new films. And people are just kind of pushing him around. And he tries to stick up for himself, but it just becomes too much. And he starts killing everyone that bullies him. And he dresses up as like his favorite movie character. So he kills one guy like Billy the Kid, and he's like an authentic cowboy and shoots him with a pistol. He kills another guy like the Mummy. He kills another person as like Dracula, stuff like that. So he takes his favorite characters from films and teaches all the bullies a lesson and kills them. I don't like bullies either, but I would never go that far. You shouldn't give bullies or trolls, whatever, a time of day. Fears is sometimes good at that. Sometimes I'm not good at it. That's the truth. There's been times where I've been able to ignore them. Other times, they just keep poking you until, they just drive you nuts. But I just try to focus on my show, these days and not bring them up if I have to. But I don't like bullies either. I never have. So I always tried to stick up for people in high school. I got bullied a lot in high school, but I would stick up for other people that got bullied. Like that one story I told you, I almost got suspended. There was a girl by my locker, and I guess this guy was going out there. Didn't even know. I mean, I talked to her a few times, but I wouldn't say we were friends. We were acquaintances. But I was always raised, you don't hit women. So I'm just opening up my locker, and she's having this big, in-depth talk with him. I don't remember what they were talking about. And he slapped her across the face, and I was like, that's bullshit. And I turned around, and I pushed him away, and he went to push me, and then I slapped him across the face like he just slapped her. He's like, what the fuck, Fears? You slapped me. I said, you thought it was okay to slap her? Then I'll slap you, motherfucker. And then right as me and him were about to go at it, some teacher came flying around, and he was like, what the hell's going on? He's like, you there, and he sent us both to the office. And I just explained, I'm like, well, he just hit a woman. That's bullshit. He's not a man in my eyes. So I'm like, if he thought it was okay to slap a woman, it's okay for me to slap him across the face. And I did. And I hit him hard. And it wasn't like a little love tap. I was like, bitch, please. And I slapped him right across the face. And I should have decked him one, but I was like, well, what you give is what you get. So I almost got suspended. And they're like, Fears, we appreciate you standing up for that girl, but you can't just hit someone. And I was like, well, I wasn't about to let this idiot get away with it. I'm like, she didn't do anything wrong, so what the fuck? And I think they gave me a couple days in detention, and he got expelled. I think. I never saw him again, so either he got in detention for the rest of the year, or he got expelled. So I got a couple days in detention, but my mom and dad were proud of me. They're like, "Oh yeah," they're like, we're fine with you being in detention," because I thought my mom and dad were going to be pissed. And they were like, "No, you stood up for that. Like, good for you." I was like, "Yeah, I wasn't about to let this idiot like hit this fucking girl." And I remember when I came back, I think it was like a day or two later. I don't remember when. She came up to me and said, "Oh, hey, John, thanks a lot for sticking up for me." I was like, "Oh, it's cool." She's like, "Yeah, but you don't even know me." I was like, "It doesn't matter." I'm like, "You're a woman." I'm like, I wasn't about to let that fucking douchebag, like, slap you. And I said, "What were you guys arguing about?" I remember asking her that, and she told me, I don't know what the hell they were arguing about. And then I was like, yeah, but I said, that doesn't give him the right to slap you across the face. So, yeah. She's like, "Oh, well, thanks for sticking up for me." I was like, I'm sure you would have done the same for me. She's like, "Yeah, I would have." She's like, "I know we're not like real big friends." I said, "Yeah, but we talk all the time because you're like right beside me." Because my locker was here, and I remember it was on the second level. So if I ever go back to my old high school and do a vlog there, I've filmed inside my old high school before, but because it's in O'Fallon, Missouri, I'll show you guys where it happened senior year. It was either senior or junior year, and I remember exactly where my locker was. It was on the second floor. And there's this little gap that you can look down at the lunch table, and it's right before the gap that you can look down at the lunch cafeteria. It was right to the left, set of lockers, right by the wall. I was here, and she was right on my right. And so we would always just chat when we were like, I don't even know if high schoolers use lockers anymore, because I don't know if they use real books anymore. I haven't been to high school in a long. I'm sure it's all digital now, so I doubt the lockers are even there anymore. You know, like I remember I actually used books. So in between class, I had to change my books out, put the books I needed in my book bag, and I'd mosey on off to class and blah, blah, blah. But anyway. But yeah, I remember exactly where my locker was. So yeah. And I taught him a very valuable lesson. I'm like, you do not hit women. And I would still do that. If someone slapped a girl at my work, I definitely would stand up for her because that's the right thing to do. Anyway. Let's see. I've never seen that movie, Visions. Reminds me of that scene in Tombstone where Wyatt Earp hits the guy that's beating his horse. I have it. It's somewhere over here, but I've never seen it. I've heard of Tombstone. It's got Kurt Russell in it. And that other guy from Top Gun, Val Kilmer. I think Val Kilmer's in it, but I've never seen it. I've seen bits of it, but I've never seen it entirely, but I'll get around to watching it. But I know Kurt Russell's got a flowing mustache in it. So I know he's in it. I know he's in it for sure. I'm not sure about Val Kilmer. I think he's in it. I think. But anyway, the reason why I told that story is I've never liked bullies. I don't recommend being a bully. It's just a bunch of idiot cowards that, oh, I don't feel good about myself, so I have to make fun of someone else to make me feel good. That's bullshit. That's complete and utter fucking bullshit. People have already got enough problems. Leave that person the fuck alone and get on with your own fucking problems, you know? Anyway. Let's see. Fade to Black, 9 out of 10. My favorite kill, one of them is when he kills some girl as Dracula. The Dracula kill was pretty good. I mean, all the kill scenes are pretty good in this horror film. Dracula kill, and then that was one of my favorite scenes. And if I had to pick a second scene, probably when he gets sick and tired of his boss. His boss is just giving him crap. He's like, you're a loser. You're an idiot. You can't do anything right. He goes, you messed up an order. And he was like, yeah, it's called a fucking accident. And he's like, you know what? I can't take your bullshit anymore. Fuck you. You're fired. He comes back and he's like, all right, well, I'm killing my boss. Like, I've had enough of this fucking idiot. And he just cannot stand. And normally he's really good at his job. And he's like, all right, I'm sick of this fucking guy. He comes back. And his boss has got a heart problem. So he basically just scares the guy to death, and the guy's reaching for his pills to calm his heart down. And he dresses up as the mummy, and he's just kind of scaring him, and he scares the absolute shit out of him. The guy's like all discombobulated, and he falls down on the ground, and then he kicks his pills like out of his hands, and he basically scares the guy to death. So the mummy scene was pretty good. The mummy scene was pretty good. I highly recommend it. I actually liked watching this more than Lover's Lane. Nothing against Lover's Lane, but this one was way better. A better concept for a movie, especially a horror film. So, definitely a good one. Definitely a good one. I highly recommend it. Let's see here. There was some booby action in it. Not as many boobies in this one as in Lover's Lane, but there was a little bit. There was a tiny bit. So tiny bit of booby action. Because any booby action is better than zero booby action. So 9 out of 10. Definitely a good horror film. Check it out. Check it out. Another one for the collection. It's going up. Before I go to work tonight, it's going up. Probably up there, because I'm running out of room, because I've been buying a shitload of steelbooks. So far, all the steelbooks that I've watched so far have went from here to here. And most of these are horror films. The only ones that are not horror is Mad Max Fury Road right here, and I put Furiosa right next to it. But there's horror elements in Mad Max and Furiosa. That's why I put them down here. So, yeah. All right. By the way, I forgot to tell you guys. I think it was when me and Eric saw, he goes, Fears. He goes, did you add some props? And we were talking, and I was like, oh, I did. I said, I add some props, buddy. And he's like, man, he goes, I watched one of your streams. Eric does watch. He just doesn't watch every single stream. He likes more of the vlogs than the streams. He goes, Fears. He goes, you produce so much fucking streams. He goes, is it every day? I was like, not every day, but almost every day. Like, because this week I took, I think 1 day off or 2 days off. And he was like, man, he goes, does that ever get tiring? I was like, sometimes. But I said, I love hanging out with my fans. So he's like, I don't doubt it. And he goes, I noticed you got some new Scream masks. I said, yeah. I said, I've got 2 so far. I said, I want to get them all, buddy. 1 through 6. Because they do look similar. But like 2 looks a little bit different than 3. And he's like, oh, I'm a big fan. He goes, me and my wife, he goes, we love the Scream franchise. I said, so do I. I said, it's not my favorite franchise. I said, Halloween's my favorite. But I said, I do enjoy Ghostface. And I said, I like 6, his mask the best, because it's like old and it's getting dirty. And it's like deteriorating, so it kind of makes Ghostface a little bit more scarier. I mean, the white one I love. Don't get me wrong. The white one's from the first one. And the white one comes back the most. Like the white clean face. But it was cool to see in Scream 6. Kind of like a dirty version of Ghostface. And it's the paint's all chipping off of it. So when I found that one at Walmart. I think I found this one at Walmart too. I said, oh, buddy. I said, not only was I Ghostface for Halloween. Both versions. Because I would, last Halloween, you guys know, I would switch out the mask. So... And Eric was like, Fears, that's such a great costume. He goes, you should use it again for next Halloween. I was like, I'm like, I might. But I said, the fans will probably want me to be something different. But I said, because I almost, last year, I was either, there was a onesie for Stay Puft. I was so close to buying that onesie Stay Puft. I almost did it. Because I'm a big Ghostbuster fan. But as soon as I saw all the props and the costume for Scream, and how they shredded like all the little tassels and shit like part 6, I was like, I gotta be Ghostface. At least once in my life, you know? Because in high school, all 4 years in high school, I was Michael Myers. Every single Halloween, from freshman year to senior year, I was Michael Myers. So, because Eric was like, I'm surprised you didn't do Michael Myers again, Fears. And I was like, yeah, but I said, I've already done Michael Myers to death. You know? And he's like, that's true, Fears, because I remember all 4 years of high school, you were Michael Myers. I said, yeah. I said, I never failed. Why? Because Michael Myers is my favorite. So I said, I've done Michael Myers to death. I said, it's time to do another serial killer for Halloween. I said, and one of the next best ones is Ghostface. And then he was like, so you're going to get all masks? I said, I'm going to try to get all the masks. I said, I don't know if I will get all the masks, but I said, I'm going to try. I've already got 2 of them, so more on the way. So there we are. So yeah. Anyway, Fade to Black was very good. All right, moving on. Good old Batman 1970s movie. A classic. I've already seen it, but I decided to rewatch it. So, Batman the movie. Here we go. Batman the movie. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Because all the other Batmans are far better than this one. Because this one's supposed to be like goofy. And they don't take themselves that seriously. But still pretty good. So 8 out of 10. Still an enjoyable watch. Very classic. I'm going to put down very classic. Very goofy. But cool. Let's see here. Yo, Corn! He goes, what's that? I like that. That's from Scary Movie, and it's from those What's Up commercials. One of my favorites, though, is when they parody the What's Up commercial, where it's like 4 or 5 white guys, and he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Nothing much, just kicking back, drinking an import, watching the stock market or some bullshit like that. And he's like, that is correct. That is correct. That's one of my favorites, but I always like the original. What's up? That's always a good one. That's like a beer commercial way back in the day. It's a good beer commercial. I'm not saying it. It's very good. It's very classic. It's very 1990s, you know. I'm pretty sure they made that in the 1990s. Let's see. Dude says Fears saying RIP is a meme. It doesn't. That's not true. I never said it was a meme. I never said it's a meme. I just said he wasn't dead. I told Visions I just timed you out. I never said it was a meme. Never said it was a meme. Never. So, yeah. The dude is trying my patience. So there it is. He's trying my patience. Never once said it was a meme. Never once. Anyway, let's get back to this. Never once said it was a meme. I love when people put words in my mouth. Never once said it was a meme. I just said I didn't kill the dude off. I just timed him out. Never once said it was a meme. Never. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway. Let's see here. Batman, 8 out of 10, very classic, very goofy, but cool. Every single villain that was in the television series is in the movie. So every villain, or almost every villain, I'm pretty sure almost every popular villain. I don't think Egghead was in there, and I don't think Mr. Freeze was in there, but all the most popular ones. All the most popular villains were in the film. Which, I mean, I was kind of like, Mr. Freeze is a pretty popular villain. You would think he would have been in there, but he wasn't. Joker makes an appearance. Catwoman, the Penguin, the Riddler. Penguin, Catwoman, and Joker make an appearance. So yeah. Let's see. Vision said he was telling you that's saying that's a meme. Yeah, but I never said it was a meme. Oh, wait. He's telling you. Oh, I got you. Okay, well, my apologies. I thought he was trying to start some shit. I was like, I never once said it was a meme, you know? So yeah, like I can say RIP to my bank account after buying a dank Domino's food hack. Oh, nice! So you had Domino's tonight. I haven't had Domino's in forever. Nice. But it doesn't actually mean that my bank account is dead. I got you. I just didn't know what he was trying to do. I was like, I never once said it was a meme, you know? I thought he was trying to start some drama bullshit, you know? So you had Domino's tonight? That actually sounds good. I haven't had Domino's in forever. It's been a minute since I've had Domino's. Nice. There's nothing wrong with Domino's. I like Domino's pizza. There's not many Domino's around this area, but there are some Domino's. Now in Wentzville's got some Domino's, but you guys know my favorite pizza. Emo's Pizza. If you're ever in St. Louis, you have got to try it. Joey tried it. He gave it a 7 out of 10. I said, Joey, the only reason why you gave it a 7 out of 10 is because you're not from St. Louis. If you were born in St. Louis, I've been eating Emo's Pizza since I was 5 years old. I guarantee you, if he would have lived there, he probably would have gave it a higher score. I'm just saying. Anyway, Vision says, how can I have some more of something if I haven't had it yet? Wait, what? How can I have more of something if I haven't had? Oh, I just assumed since you brought up Domino's, I thought you had it. I thought you had it tonight. My bad. I shouldn't. That's right. I shouldn't have made an assumption, buddy. My bad. Since you brought up Domino's, I thought you guys had it tonight. So yeah. Well, my bad. My apologies. My apologies. Domino's does sound good, though. Does sound good. That does sound very good, my friend. Anyway. All right. Batman the movie, 8 out of 10. Very classic, very goofy, but cool. All the most popular villains were in the film. Again, I say that, but Mr. Freeze is pretty popular. Now, I can see Egghead. Egghead is not as popular. He was in the television series. I think Mr. Freeze should have been in there. And Two-Face. Two-Face was not in the film, nor Mr. Freeze. Those are two big villains in the Batman franchise. I think Two-Face was in the television series, I believe. And Mr. Freeze makes a couple of appearances in the television series. But they weren't in the film. It's Batman, Robin, the Riddler, Penguin, Catwoman, and one other. Well, I can't remember the other, but all the most popular ones are in there. They have way more vehicles in this movie than the television. The television series, I believe, only had the Batmobile. In this one, they've got the Batmobile, they've got Robin's go-kart, they've got the Bat Cycle, the motorcycle, the Bat Boat, the Bat Helicopter. So tons of vehicles. So more than the Batmobile. I've actually seen one of the original Batmobiles in that Deserlin. I believe it's from the show because Mr. Deserlin, the guy that owns that museum, he's a car motorcycle collector, and all those cars in his museum he owns them. So the guy's like a fucking billionaire because he's got. You guys have seen that vlog. He's got a big ass collection, and I saw a bunch of Batmobiles in there. He had two of the 1969 Batmobiles. He had the Batmobile, or one of the Batmobiles from Michael Keaton's Batman. Then he had the Batmobile from Batman Forever, which is Batman 3. And then I think he had the Batman and Robin Batmobile in there. And he had the Batboat. He had the Batboat in there. And then he had, I think it was from the 1940s series. I've never seen the 1940s. Randall's talked about the 1940s series, and he said it was very racist. So if it's very racist, I probably won't see it. But they had the Bat bike, because there's the Bat bicycle, and there was a little sign next to it in the museum that said used in the 1940s television series. And then they had the Bat motorcycle when me and Sam went and when me and Eric went. And whenever me and Sam went, I did not notice that they had the Bat bicycle in there. I saw the Bat motorcycle, and the Bat motorcycle was used, I believe, in the movie and in the television series, I think. But in the 40s series, I believe that Bat bike was used. I think. That's what the little thing said in the museum. So I don't know how he collected all this shit. Probably found it on eBay or Amazon or whatever. But that guy is a billionaire, and he's got then he has, like, on the other side of the museum, he's got a James Bond museum with tons of shit in there. So you guys have seen that one, so you guys know I'm telling the truth. It was a lot. It was a lot. Eric doesn't like James Bond for some reason. He's like, it's just not my cup of tea, Fierce. I was like, dude, how can you not like James Bond? That's very classic too. He's like, I just never was into it. Well, I was like, all right, fair enough. But when me and Sam went in there, they had props in there. They had that fucking James Bond car that turns into a submarine and shoots rockets and that goes under the water, the white car. That's in the vlog too. And I was like, oh shit. I got a photo with it. Got it in the vlog. People were going nuts. They were like, Fears, like, where the hell is this? I'm like, Deserland. Come to Orlando. It's there. Check it out. Anyway, let's see. What else? Probably my favorite scene is some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. That's a good scene. So the bomb scene. And then probably when they go into the Batcave and he's like, atomic batteries to power, turbines to speed, Roger, ready to get out. They hit the button, the fucking explosion comes out of the Batmobile, and the door opens up, they fly out of the Batcave, the little caution sign comes down, they fly out of the Batcave, and then the door quietly closes. That's always a classic scene, so. The Batcave scene. That's always a classic. Or leaving, I should say leaving the Batcave. There we are. So I gave it an 8 out of 10. It's still a good watch, so be sure to check it out. There we are. Let's see. Vision says, I watched The Dark Knight a couple days ago. I would have given it a 9, but Rachel's boobies weren't very big, so it gets an 8 out of 10. Fair point. Fair point. I mean, and it's a different lady that plays Rachel. Visions in The Dark Knight. Katie Holmes played Rachel in part 1. Her boobies were way bigger. So, if you want booby action, Batman Begins. But I agree. Her boobies weren't really that big. You know? So, fair point. It's a fair point. Fair point, my friend. All right. And last but certainly not least, I've already seen the Blair Witch Project, but I've never seen the sequel until now. So, yeah. So, Blair Witch. So, that's the second. Well, technically, it's the third. It goes the Blair Witch Project, and then Shadows of the Book Blair, or whatever the fuck that number 2 one is. Then this one. So, this is technically the third one. But this is a direct sequel to the first one. So it kind of goes out of order. I definitely enjoyed this one other than the first one. It's just too grainy. I mean, they were going for that grainy quality, but they made it in 1999. So it was like kind of an independent film. It's all right. It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable, but definitely this direct sequel is a lot better, I believe. So, yeah. I'm going to give the direct sequel, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Let's see, what did I give Blair Witch? I gave that one. Let's see if I can find it. What did I give the Blair Witch Project? I'm trying to find it. Hang on. I know it's somewhere back here. Hang on. I'll have to find it later. I can't find it. Anyway. I know this one got a far better rating than the last one. So, yeah. Yo! Pizza! Bung! Will bung to you. can't find it. Oh, well. Anyway. So the sequel talks about, it's like 17 years later, and the girl from the very first one has a brother, and the brother is trying to find what happened to his sister, and he finds some leaked footage of the tapes from part 1 on YouTube or online. It doesn't really say. And it's kind of a remake, but a sequel. They look very similar, but they bring it up to today's status. They still use cameras, but they use like drone footage. They use GoPros. They've got little cameras attached to the back of their ear, and they wear it kind of like an earpiece, and then there's a camera coming out off their ear. So they use different cameras, and they kind of bring it up to today's standards, because the old Blair Witch, one guy's got a camera on his fucking shoulder, another girl's got like a little tiny camcorder, and people don't use camcorders anymore. The good old days. So they use GoPros, and they use a drone, and they're trying, you would think they would learn their lesson, like, well, if the sister died by going into these woods, you think her brother would be like, yeah, I probably shouldn't go. And what makes it even more unbelievable, because I don't believe in witchcraft and all that other bullshit, he actually, at the beginning of the film, they say, yeah, like, I helped the police, like, whenever the police do like a manhunt, like a man or a woman search, they search the woods with like 100 people, and you see them like walking through the woods and stuff, but they did it during the day, because all this bullshit, the witch only attacks at night, or whatever. So they went during the day and nothing happened. So they were like, all right, well, we don't know what happened to your sister, but there it is. So he's like, well, I gotta go check and see like what happened. Like maybe I can find some more. And I was like, well, that's your first mistake right there, buddy. So going back into the woods, it's like if my brother got lost, as much as I love my brother, I wouldn't go back into that woods. I'd be like, what if I go in those woods and I die? You know, as much as I love my brother, you know, I'd be like, all right, well, I guess he's gone, and I would just mourn my brother's death. You know, I'd be like, well, this sucks. But you wouldn't get fears going back in those woods. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You'd think these people in horror films would learn their lesson. They don't. They never do. But on the other side of the coin, if they don't make these mistakes, then you wouldn't have a horror movie. So I get it. I get it. But that's why I rarely get scared from these horror films. Sometimes a scene shocks me where I'm like, whoa. But I don't really ever get scared. There's only been like 2 films that have ever scared the shit out of me. One was The Exorcist, and then when I saw Halloween for the very first time, I was real young. I was like 16 years old. That one kind of scared me. Now I've watched it so many times, I know when the scares are coming. I'm like, I still like it, but I'm not scared anymore. Those two are the only horror movies that have kind of scared me. Like Hostel, I just won't watch it because it's so fucking gross. And Terrifier, it's just too much blood, and I'll get queasy. So I'm not really scared. I'm like, that's too much. That's just too much. Too much blood, too much gore. Less is more. I learned that in film school. Less is more. Terrifier, they're just like, let's cut off his penis, and let's cut off his asshole, and let's just chainsaw the fuck like right through his body, and tons of blood's flying out, and it's pretty nuts. I watched it. I watched that scene, but I was like, I'm not watching the rest of it. I'm like, this is just, it's too gross. It's too much. So I'm going to write down better camera work, better cameras, better angles of the film. I like that they kind of remade, like there's some shots that are almost shot for shot. But it's also a sequel. So they're admiring what the original filmmakers did, which is a nice little tip of the hat to them. But they're like, well, we gotta, like, nobody wants to see the same old shit. So we got to put our own little spin on it. So they put their own little spin on it, but they kind of tip their hat and kind of give acknowledgement to the original film. So I like the tipping of the hat. The tipping of the hat to the original source material. Probably the best scene is when they kind of recreate the iconic scene where she's got the fucking camera like up her fucking nose, you know? So they kind of do it. They don't go all the way up the nose like the first one. She kind of holds it to about right there. And she's like, well, if I look at the witch will kill me. So she kind of rotates the camera where she sees the witch through a mirror, but she's not directly looking. Because if she looks like that, the witch is going to get her. So eventually she looks at the witch, which I'm like, you're so fucking stupid. You just said you're not going to look at the witch. And then the witch tricks her. And the witch sounds like her friend. I think her friend's name is Dave or some shit. And she's like, Dave? And I'm like, oh, you're so fucking stupid. I'm like, it's the witch pretending to be Dave. But until she gets killed by the witch, she's kind of looking and she's talking like, oh, Dave, oh, I love you. I never told you I loved you, and all this other bullshit. And you kind of can see the witch kind of way in the background, and the camera's a little up her nose. So one of my favorite scenes is they try to recreate but add something new to the iconics, you know, where she's apologizing. And I did rewatch it, Visions. Before I put in Blair Witch, I owe someone an apology. I watched the Blair Witch, just one scene, and there actually was, she actually had some stuff coming out of her nose. I didn't see it the first time I saw it. I thought you guys were playing a joke on me, you know? But she's actually got some stuff dripping out of her nose in the first one. In the sequel, she's just got the camera close to her face and kind of up her nose. And I didn't see anything in the sequel. But in the original, right here, this one, she's got some stuff coming out of her nose because she's got it like 2 inches from her face. So whoever I said, I don't remember who said it, but I said, oh, that's a lie. She didn't have anything coming out of her nose. I actually owe that person an apology. I think it was Crumbles. So Crumbles, I apologize. Because I was just curious. I was like, let me go back and check. And I freeze framed it. I paused it. And I kind of got probably this close to my television. I kind of looked. And I was like, oh, yeah. I can kind of see it. So, yeah. So, Crumbles, my bad. So, that's probably one of my favorite scenes when they try to recreate the close-up. But they add some to it. Like, she's like, well, if I don't look at the witch can't get me. And you see this crazy witch with these long-ass fucking legs, like, in the background. And it was creepy for sure, but I wasn't scared. But the witch kind of like darts out, kind of looks, and then the witch darts back down the stairs, and then the girl with the camera looking through the mirror is like, oh, and like screaming her head off. And then before she looks, because if you look at the witch is gonna kill you. So she's looking at the mirror, but then she's got the camera, so she's looking through the mirror with the camera, and you see the witch in the mirror in the back. And the witch is kind of like moving around. It's got these big ass arms and legs, and the witch is kind of looking. And then when the witch notices that the girl is not looking at her, it darts back, it darts out of the camera angle. And I'm like, this is pretty creepy. So that was a pretty cool scene because they tried to recreate the close-up scene, but they added something to it, so it's not the same bullshit. So I'm going to put down remake of the most iconic scene. Because that is the most iconic scene from the Blair Witch. So they tried to remake it and put their own little spin on it. That's probably my favorite scene. And then probably my second favorite scene is when two locals that know about the Blair Witch go with the group. And they start accusing each other. And they're like, we didn't want you to come. We just wanted you to show us where you found the tape. Because it involves my sister. Now you want to come with us? They said, we never agreed to that. And they start yelling. shooting out accusations and stuff. And then they finally are like, get the fuck away from us. Yeah, thanks a lot for your help, but we're going with our group because we know our group. We don't fucking know you. So, and then they run off into the woods, and I'm like, okay. So that was a pretty cool scene. Accusing each other. And then the paranoia really sets in later on in the film. I mean, then a whole bunch, they're hearing all these creepy all these creepy noises and shit. And they're hiding in the tent. And then in one scene, the tent, not the main tent, but one of their tents in their camp, goes flying up in the air and then lands down on the ground. So now the paranoia is really fucking setting in. And they're like, what the fuck do we do? And then they have to try to come up with a plan, and then their plan fails, and then more paranoia sets in, and I'm sitting there watching, I'm like, oh, you guys are so fucked, it's beyond belief. I'm like, there's no fucking hope for you, you know? Because again, they broke one of the horror movie rules. You don't go in the woods at nighttime, or you're fucked beyond belief. I'm like, you guys are idiots. You guys are idiots. It was still a good watch, though. Still a good watch. 9 out of 10. I definitely enjoyed this one more than the Blair Witch. Nothing against the original Blair Witch. I do like it. I wish I could find the rating. I can't find it somewhere in here. I can't find it, but I like them both. I just like this one a little bit better. But anyway. There we go. Yo, what's up, Kate? She says, hey, Fears, I love that shirt. Well, thank you. It's supposed to look very Hawaiian, but if you look, it's got the original Mario on it. From Mario 1. The classic. The Nintendo, not the Super Nintendo, the regular Nintendo. The gray box. The gray box that's like this tall and like that wide that everybody had as a kid, or almost everybody had as a kid. And I still got my original. And I actually traded it, me and my friend, you guys have heard this story, he goes, Fears, I'll give you every single one of my Nintendo games. And he had like 90 games to it. And I thought it was a fair trade. He goes, I'll give you the Nintendo running pad and the Nintendo zapper and my 90 games and the console with the remote, with the controllers. And I said, yeah, what do you want? He goes, I just want your entire collection of Crash Dummy toys, Fears. And I was like, yeah, you can have them. I'm like, I like Crash Dummies, but I'm like, do I like them as much as my Ninja Turtles or my Ghostbusters? No. Take them. And I still have all that stuff in a box somewhere in Missouri. There's probably so much dust on it because I haven't took it out of the box in quite a while, but I'm sure it would still work. Open up the box, get all the dust off, plug it in, you're ready to rock and roll. So there it is. All right, let's see here. I'm getting tired. I think I'm going to talk about the movie props tomorrow, my friends, but I think that sums it up for today. So there it is. I'm taking off, but I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Let's see. Let me pick something. I think this is pretty cool, Visions. I got this one. It's got, let's see, how many films does it have in it? It's got this 8-disc collection. Includes Mad Max on Blu-ray, the Road Warrior on Blu-ray, Mad Max Thunderdome on Blu-ray, Mad Max Fury Road on Blu-ray, Mad Max Fury Road on 4K, then Mad Max Fury Road Black and Chrome, which is, it's the whole film in black and white. And I didn't even know that they made a version of Fury Road just in black and white, so I may watch that tonight. Then there's a documentary, The Madness of Max. It says, a behind-the-scenes documentary of the film, how it all started and where it is today. And then there's another documentary on this, all-new Road War documentary on Blu-ray, a look behind of the making of Road Warrior. So I've never seen that documentary on the Road Warrior, and I've never seen the documentary of The Madness of Max. So I may watch one of those documentaries, and I hope those documentaries are on my movie app, because that's technically a movie if I watch a documentary. So probably right after this stream, either before I make dinner, I'm going to look those documentaries up on my movie app, because every single one of these movies, before I have a certain system, I catalog them on the movie app, and once they're on the movie app, I add them to the collection in the shelf. And I already told you guys, once I fill this whole shelf up to the brim, I'm going to move all these movies out of here, buy something close to this shelf, put the other shelf here, and then start putting these on that shelf. And probably whenever I go to the store, I'm going to have to not memorize, I'm going to have to measure how tall this this shelf is, and either get one of the exact, if I can find the exact same shelf as this, because this shelf holds a lot. My mom and dad used to have these in their house, and then whenever my mom and dad sold the mansion, they were like, hey, John, if you don't want these shelves, we're just going to get rid of them. We're going to, give them to Goodwill. I was like, I'll take them. I said, I need a big shelf to put all my movies on. My dad's like, go for it, John. You can have it. I was like, thanks a lot, Dad. So, yeah. So, I'm going to find either another one of these or something pretty close to it from the furniture store and just buy another one. So, yeah. So, I'm hoping, Visions, that these documentaries, because I've watched every single one here. The only other one that I need to rewatch is Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. That's the third film. I haven't rewatched that in quite a while. But I want to watch these documentaries tonight. If not two of them, at least one of them. And I hope these documentaries are on my movie app. Because whenever I watched... where's that documentary? Oh, where are you? Oh, here. Whenever I watch this documentary, In Search of Darkness, I looked this up. That was on there. So if this documentary is on there, I don't know why these Mad Max documentaries wouldn't be on there, but... and I've had this for a while. I think I bought this like a year ago. And I've been dying to watch these documentaries because I fucking love Mad Max, man. And I got the whole fucking series, except for Furiosa. Furiosa's down here. But I got all the classic ones on here, plus the fucking documentaries. So as soon as I saw this, it was either last year or the year before. I can't remember. But as soon as I saw it, buddy, I was like, ooh, that's fucking mine. I don't care how much it is. Bam! And I grabbed it. So I'm definitely going to watch one of these documentaries tonight. And then, if I have time, let's see, what else? What else can I watch? I want to try to get to this, too. The only ones that I have to watch in the series is this left, and then I got to watch, this is the sequel to this. So, so either I'm going to watch this, and then the documentaries, or maybe I'll save these for tomorrow. I don't know. It'll be one of these two tonight. So, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's see. Vision says, "Oh, cool, isn't it? It's pretty cool." I know you're not into collecting movies, but if you ever do buy a movie, buddy, I would get this. I would get this. This is all of them on. Most of them are on Blu-ray, and I think Mad Max Fury Road is on 4K, and then I've never seen the black and white version. So it says Mad Max Fury Road Black and Chrome on Blu-ray in visual stunning black and white with a video intro from George Miller describing his vision. So he made it both in color. I did not know that he made Mad Max Fury Road also in black and white. That's pretty fucking cool. So I may rewatch it in black and white. I'm definitely watching the documentaries, but I bet you the movie looks totally different in black and white. I have nothing against black and white films. Almost all of these classic monster movies are in black and white. Some of them are in color, not all of them, but nothing. I have nothing against black and white movies because that's where movies started. They started just moving pictures, and then black and white silent films, then black and white talking films, and then finally color came. So I have nothing against black and white films. That's where it all started. You got to start somewhere. But I've never seen a Mad Max film in black and white, so that would definitely be cool to watch, buddy. Oh, yeah. So, I don't know. I may rewatch all of these. It says, this 8-disc collection includes all this, and then a shitload of bonus features that I've probably never seen. Let's see, what is the bonus feature? Mad Max Fury Road. Oh, I've seen that. I've seen those behind the scenes, because I watched that on the Fury Road. And then, deleted scenes from Mad Max, the original commentary. I think I've watched Mad Max 1 with the commentary on it. I don't think I've watched the Road Warrior with commentary. It's got a shitload of bonus features. The 5 Wives from Fury Road. The Tools of Wasteland. Warriors, Mad Max and Furiosa. It never says that they're boyfriend and girlfriend, but I mean, you can tell that they like each other. Or at least put up with each other, you know? You know, like, they're not villains. They're sometimes a team, but not always a team, you know? Like, Mad Max, he's kind of a loner. He's like, I mean, I'll help you if you need help, but really, I just want to kind of get on and do my own thing, and you get off and do your thing, you know? Because he's always been kind of a loner ever since he lost his family. Because in the first one, he had a family, but then they get killed. He had a wife, he had a kid, they get, you know, some crazy people from Wasteland. Oh, well, no, technically in the first one, Wasteland doesn't exist yet. Somewhat, you know, the population is still, they still have buildings and stuff in the first one, but it's starting to get bad. So it goes from bad to worse to horrible to fucking a disaster by Road Warrior. By Road Warrior, there's no fucking chance of normal society coming back, you know what I'm saying? But still, people are starting to lose their minds because in Mad Max, the first one, because his fucking family got killed, which is so fucked up beyond belief, you know what I'm saying? You know, I guarantee you, I would turn into a maniac if someone killed my brother or my mom. I'd be like, oh, you killed my mom? Well, guess what? I'm killing your ass, motherfucker. Because nobody fucks with my family. That's usually the attitude with most people and their family. Like, if I fucked with someone's family, you'd be like, I'm going to kick your ass, Fears, pretty much. But I'm a nice guy. I would never fuck with anyone's family. So, yeah. But this was definitely a steal, buddy, so I highly suggest this. Vision says, thanks for streaming. Hey, no worries. Always, my friend. This is a good stream. This is a good one. I mean, I try to make all of my streams fun, but sometimes, I will be honest with you guys. You guys know I'm a horrible liar. Sometimes it does get tiring day after day. So, like, this week I had to take one day off. I was like, I'm just going to chill. Just take a day off. So every once in a while, I got to take a day off. But for the most part, I like it. Love hanging out with the fans. Love chatting with you. Love hanging out. Anyway, I'm taking off. A shower awaits. Dinner awaits. And then later on, I got to call Lantern and see. I haven't heard anything from Lantern, so I don't know. I presume he's doing a stream tonight. If he isn't, then I understand. But as far as I know, he streams every Thursday and Friday. But I have not heard a peep out of him in a couple days. So, 1, I want to call and see if he's all right. 2, I'm going to be like, hey, Lantern, you doing a show tonight? Anyway, I'm taking off. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to moi, FearsMan26, the main channel. Fears Vlogs is channel number 2. Check out my friend Randall at Cameo Man 2021 and his second channel, The Mayor of Magic. Follow the Sing Camp Gamer and Wear Camp on YouTube, and follow the Sing Camp Gamer 22 on Twitch. Follow. Let's see, who have I not gave a plug to in a while? Oh, follow the Challenge Master Richie Wright on YouTube at Richie Wright. Check out Tommy NC motherfucking 2010. The myth, the man, the legend. Let's see. Exum Vision says, we were up all night talking to 3 ladies. What, last night? Oh, wow. Wow. Wait, You and Lantern were talking to 3 ladies? Wow. I must have missed a shitload. I guess this went down whenever I was at work or something. Very interesting. Oh my lord. Wow. Well, I may have to hear this story. You know what? I'm calling fucking Lantern right now. I'm calling him right now. I gotta hear more about this. Oh wow. Because Visions, you already got a lady, but if Mrs. Visions was okay with that. Oh wow. Wow. I'm excited. I gotta hear more about this from Lantern. But, you know, nothing against Lantern, but he'll probably give me the classic line. I don't know. I'm like, of course you know, Lantern. You were there. I don't know, Fears. Lantern, you were there. You were there. I don't know. You know? But Lantern's great. I'm not making fun of Lantern, but that's probably what he'll do. I don't know. And I'm like, all right, Lantern. All right. So let's see what he says. I could be wrong. He could tell me the whole story. What's going on here? Yo, Lantern, what's going on, dude?
Sorry I missed a show earlier.
Yeah, I'm almost done. Hey, where you been, man? I haven't heard from you in like 4 or 5 days. You been busy, or what's going on?
Yeah, I've been busy.
All right. For a minute, I thought, well, are you mad at me, or what's going on?
No,
Okay, so you just been what have you been busy with? Just with family, or what's going on?
Yeah, it's been busy with my family.
Busy with family. Everything good? Everything all right?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. You know, that's good. Family's very important. Very.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Lantern. I almost choked on a raisin. I'm sorry. I should swallow my food before I talk, my friend. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was about to ask you a question, and then like the raisin was right here, and I was like, oh shit, hang on. I don't want to choke on a fucking raisin and die on camera. Anyway, so I understand, buddy. Family is very important. I was talking about my family a little bit today on stream. Lantern, you know, in March, my dad's birthday's coming out.
Happy birthday.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. He would have been he would have been 68. So when
68.
He would have been 68 on March 14th, but unfortunately he passed away. So I was telling the fans I probably won't stream on that day. It'll probably be too emotional for Fears. I know for a fact if I try to stream on that day, probably the waterworks will start flowing because I miss the absolute shit out of my dad.
Yeah.
And you can relate to that because I think out of the community, you lost your dad. I lost my dad.
Yeah.
Visions has lost his dad. Oh, no, I think Larry. Didn't Larry lose his dad, too? I think Larry lost his dad. I can't remember if Larry... I think Larry did. I think Larry... So all 4 of us have lost our dad, buddy. So I'm probably a 99.9% positive I won't be streaming on that. So anyway, so are you doing a show tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So what, you going to stream till like, what, 4 or 5?
Maybe. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll definitely try to come on at least once or twice, buddy, because I got to go into work at 4 o'clock tonight. So normally the last couple of weeks I've been going in at 4:30, but as we get busier, the more busier we get, Lantern, then the earlier I have to come in. So if we get really busy, I'll come in like at 3 or 3:30. Around Christmas time, I was coming in like at 1 or 2:30 in the morning. So just it just depends on how busy we are, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, later.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
later,
so you're gonna stream till what, 4?
Maybe.
Okay, that's cool. Well, I'll definitely try to come in a couple of times. But yeah, I was just wondering. I was like, man, I haven't heard from you in a while, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, so Lantern, I heard a little bit of a story from Vision. I need to get some more details. So Vision said the other night. So I guess last night. I guess while I was at work. You were talking to not 1 lady, but 3 ladies.
Ooh, damn.
Were you?
Maybe.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Is Visions joking around?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just curious. He said you guys were talking to 3 ladies last night.
Yeah.
Is that true, or is he just joking around?
He's just joking around.
Okay. I knew it. And I was like, either Lantern is going to... I wasn't making fun of you, Lantern. I was like, either you're going to give your classic, you know, I don't know, line, which is funny, or Vision is just joking around. All right, I just needed some clarification. All right. It would have been cool if you guys would have been talking to 3 chicks. I was like, oh, shit, here we go. Like a little side hustle, you know? I was like, oh, man. Man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Larry said hi. Yeah.
Oh, are you talking to Larry?
It's a lady on my string yard.
Oh, okay. All right.
On panel.
All right. Well, I've got Discord up, so I can't see the I can't see what the chat see what the chat's going on, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure everything was okay, man, because I haven't heard from you in like 5 or 6 days. But that's cool that you were hanging out with your family. Did you guys do anything special?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it somebody's birthday, or were you guys hanging out, or what?
Just hanging out.
Nice, man. Well, I'm glad everything's going good with you and your family, buddy. I really am.
Yeah.
Like I said, family's very important. All right. Well, as long as Visions was joking around, I was just curious. I wasn't trying to pry, but I was like, 3 ladies.
Yeah.
Not 2, not 1, 3. I was like, damn. I'm like, look at Lantern, you know?
Yeah.
Pimp Daddy. Pimp Daddy. All right. Well, Lantern, I guess I'll see you later on after I get a shower and get something to eat, and I'll come in there and hang out for a couple hours before I go off to work.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, buddy. Well, I'll see you soon. What time you starting the What time you starting the stream?
In a few minutes.
All right. Well, I will respect your wishes. I'm going to end my stream so you can start yours.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you can start whenever you want, but I'm gonna finish up mine, and then I'll see you later on Lord Lantern's channel.
Okay.
What's the topic for tonight?
It's on
the what?
Last said bye.
Oh, okay. Later, Larry.
Later.
So what's the topic for tonight, buddy?
It's on my stream.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you on there later. All right.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace out.
I love it. I knew. He was like, maybe. So I didn't get the classic Lantern line, but I got a maybe. So I was like, all right. Anyway, let me close Discord. Let's see. One lady was from Korea, one lady was from China, and the other one was from Honduras. Yeah, hustler. LOL. No, I'm not joking. See, I don't know what to believe now. I don't know what to believe. You know what? I'm just gonna get the full story from Visions whenever I come into the chat, because I didn't know. I wasn't for sure Visions, because Visions has got a better memory than me and Lantern combined. So Visions would know the whole story. Because, like, Lantern was like, well, maybe. I was like, maybe. It either is a yes or a no, you know? Oh, that's funny. Lantern is trolling. That's what I'm talking about. Kate says, Lantern is a ladies' man. Well, apparently, 3 ladies. Fears would just be content with 1 lady. I'm just saying, you know? Oh, that was funny. That made my night. Buddy. That was pretty damn funny. Oh, Lord. I just love, like, Lantern. Sometimes Lantern can't say yes or no. I mean, we kind of give Lantern, we cut Lantern some slack, because usually me, Larry, Visions have to pick up the slack and run his show. I mean, normally he does a pretty good job, but every once in a while we got to help him. So I was like, whenever I ask him, it's either going to be yes, no, maybe, or I don't know. And tonight I got a I don't know. Anyway, I'm taking off. But that was funny. But Vision, just go ahead and fill me in whenever I come into the show later on, because I'm dying to get something to eat, and I may edit for a little while. And my knuckles popped like crazy that time. Normally I only get like 1 or 2 pops, but I went like that. I got like 4 or 5 pops. I was like, damn. So after I get a shower and get something to eat and edit for a little while, because I got to get up a new vlog. Tinder Immortal's been asking. You guys have been asking for it. I just haven't been in the uploading mood. But I got to get something up here soon. I got to get off my ass and get out of this fucking lazy rut I've been in. But, yeah. I don't know. The creative juices haven't been flowing. I need to get back into the mesh of things, you know, because I don't know. Sometimes it's there and just sometimes it's not. I'll be honest. It was like I didn't. Me and Randall. I didn't tell Eric about it, Visions, but I told Randall about it. It was so humiliating, that fucking catfish bullshit. You know, it sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. But I hope it doesn't happen again. Oh, God, it was humiliating. And I was like, for what? I didn't even do anything, you know? Like, now I'm like paranoid, like trying to find a lady, you know? That's why I haven't been messaging any girls. I haven't been doing anything. I'm like, maybe it's better if I just try to meet someone just out and about, you know? But it's hard sometimes, but I'm afraid to use another dating site. It's just, I'm fucking paranoid. But yeah. So yeah. Anyway. Hopefully, things have been somewhat getting back to normal, but I mean, that was crazy, man. That's crazy. Let's see. All the Cobra rants have enlarged my brain, Kate. Oh, really? Oh, nice. Well, now I'm curious. Before I end the show, what's Cobra been ranting about? I'll be honest. I watch him a little bit, Visions, but sometimes his shows go longer than mine, and so I'll be honest. Sometimes I cannot stand those food videos he does. Like, my stomach's already weak to begin with, but taking like a fish sandwich and dumping half a pound of salt on it with mustard and mayonnaise, I'm just like, yeah, I'm good on that. But yeah, my favorite video that he's ever done is smoking a cigarette in the fucking rain. That one had me fucking rolling, and I'm not making fun of him. It was just funny as hell. So yeah, it would be interesting to do a full-on interview with him, because I don't really know much about him. You guys know more about him than I do. I mean, I've watched a couple of streams, and actually I've watched, out of everything, I've watched more streams than his actual videos. So yeah. His friend Walt just died, so he's bummed at the moment. Oh, well, that's sorry. I mean, I'm sorry to hear that. I know what it's like to lose a family member, and I know what it's like to lose a friend, so whether it's a friend, a family member, or a loved one, it always sucks when someone very close to you dies. So that I understand. And his friend Aaron shot himself in December. Damn! That's fucking nuts. That's insanity. So 2 of his friends. Did his friend Aaron die, or did he survive? Wow. That's nuts. That's crazy, man. I wouldn't even know how to process that. Like if my buddy Eric like killed himself, I'd be like, damn. I wouldn't even know what to do or like how to process it. That sucks, man. That sucks. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, his head. Oh, come on, Visions. Oh man. Well, I didn't know where he got. I didn't know where he got shot, but I mean, I know you're joking. Me personally, I wouldn't joke about that, but you got that dark humor. So 2 of his friends died then, you know? That's nuts. Because you said his friend Walt died, so that's one, and then you said his friend Aaron shot himself, so 2 of his friends died. That sucks. That sucks. All right, well, I'm going to end the show so Lantern can start his show, but Fears loves you guys. Fears cares about you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow with another exciting show. And last, but certainly not least, don't forget to check out Lantern at Mr. Lantern on YouTube. All right, I'll see you guys later. Fears loves you guys. Fears cares about you guys. And this is Fears signing off. Peace, deuces, and I'll see you guys later. Peace!